In today's episode, we're diving into one of the biggest reasons people set up an SMSF, buying property. Now, if you've ever thought about using your super to invest in real estate, you're not alone. It's one of the most popular SMSF strategies out there. But how does it work? What's an LRBA? And is it the right move for you? Let's break it all down. First things first, why would you want to buy property inside your SMSF instead of just investing outside super? Great question. Because here's what makes it such a powerful strategy. If you buy a property in an SMSF and hold it until you reach preservation age, or retirement age as we would call it, you can then sell the property to fund your retirement completely tax-free. Yes, you heard right. In super, you can buy a property or any asset, let's say Bitcoin, for that matter, and so long as you hold it until you move into a pension, you may sell the asset capital gains tax-free. Absolutely amazing. Self-managed super funds are literally the most tax-effective vehicle in Australia. Compare selling a property tax-free versus to potentially losing up to half of it in tax on your personal marginal tax rate. But the tax benefits go on. All rent and capital gain inside your SMSF are taxed at just 15% in accumulation phase, way lower than the personal tax rates. The sole purpose of running a self-managed super fund must be to build wealth for retirement. Property is a very popular long-term asset, and with an SMSF, you're locking in that growth for your future. Now, forget tax for a moment. Did you know that if you're a business owner or looking to establish a business, you can buy your own premises with your super and rent it back to the business? This is what I call a win-win. Your rent payments help fund your financial future rather than some random landlord, and your business gets the security of premises you know you will have for as long as you wish to. So this is a hugely popular strategy for professional services like doctors, dentists, psychologists, and of course accountants, who all acquire their offices inside of super. Now, most people don't have enough money to buy property outright, and self-managed super is the only superannuation vehicle in Australia where you can borrow money from the bank to help acquire direct property. That's residential or commercial. Now, the way to do this is through a special loan structure called a Limited Recourse Borrowing Arrangement, or an LRBA. And trust me, it's very different from a standard home loan. Now, here's how an LRBA works. 1, the SMSF sets up a bare trust to hold the property. 2, the SMSF takes out a loan through a lender using the structure. 3, if the SMSF defaults on the loan, the lender can only seize the property inside the bare trust, not any of the other SMSF assets. 4, once the loan is fully repaid, the SMSF gains full ownership of the property. It really is a wonderful strategy and worthwhile pursuing for those that have a love of property or any trustees looking to diversify their SMSF portfolio. Now, sounds too good to be true, and it is. There are some important rules to note. 1, you can't buy a property inside your SMSF and live in it. 2, you can't buy property and allow your family, or what's referred to as a related party, live in it. SMSF property must be for investment purposes only. If you're buying a commercial property and leasing it to your business, it must be at market rent. So you need to document what the market rates are and provide evidence to the annual auditor you're operating on a commercial basis. Not all lenders offer LRBA loans, and interest rates do tend to be higher than the standard home loans. And if you're looking for an experienced SMSF broker, I'm happy to help. Like any investment strategy, buying property inside an SMSF has its pros and cons. So we've covered the benefits, so what are the cons? Cash flow considerations. Now, your SMSF must have enough cash flow to cover loan repayments, expenses, and pension payments. Higher borrowing costs. LRBA loans typically have higher interest rates, and they've got stricter lending conditions than normal property loans. Complex compliance rules. ATO rules are strict, and failing to comply could mean big tax penalties. And finally, lack of flexibility, because unlike shares, property isn't easy to sell quickly if your SMSF needs liquidity. Now, what kinds of properties can you actually buy with your SMSF? Let's break it down. Residential investment property is allowed, but you or your family can't live in it. Commercial property is a great option, especially for business owners who want to lease the property back to their own company. There's rural or agricultural property. It's allowed, but it must follow strict investment rules. Unfortunately, vacant land for development is not allowed, and SMSFs cannot borrow to develop property or buy vacant land with the intention to build. So what happens when you retire? Well, here's the fun part. If you hold the property until pension phase, any rental income and any capital gains become 100% tax-free. That's right, if you sell the property in pension phase, you'll pay absolutely zero capital gains tax. It's one of the biggest advantages of using an SMSF for property investment. Now, buying a property in an SMSF can be an amazing wealth building strategy, but it's not for everyone. You need to be compliant, financially stable and ready to commit to a long-term investment. If you are considering using an LRBA to buy property, make sure you get expert advice, because once you go down this path, it's not easy to unwind. If you're keen to explore this strategy, we can help you navigate the setup, structure and compliance side of things. Got any questions? Drop them in the comments below and let's chat about whether an SMSF property investment could work for you. Join me for my next episode, Vital Considerations Before You Roll Over. Until next time, take care and take control.